This is Dave Palumbo with RxMuscle.com. We're here at the 2011 Arnold Classic. The men's prejudging was just finished up, and we're going to give you our opinion of what went on here today. This show was probably billed as one of the best Arnolds in the history of the event, and it just didn't quite live up to that today. Chris, no one really showed up in the kind of conditioning that you would say is their all-time best.
No one can say that anyone in this show was at their lifetime best, because if any of the top maybe 4 guys were in their lifetime best, they would have walked away with the show. So I think a lot of people were surprised when the guys came out that, there was stuff missing.
Branch Warren and Dexter Jackson were the guys that everyone was talking about coming into this show as being the guys that could win it, since Dexter's won it before. Branch has been a runner-up here. He was a runner-up at the Olympia. It seems as though, from at least in the prejudging, that Branch had the least amount of flaws up there, with the most muscle, the best condition, the best coloring, and the best presentation. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that. I would also say that this is absolutely not the best Branch Warren ever. He was better at the Olympia. He was holding some water. He usually closes extremely hard as the prejudging goes. And he actually got a little, he started to get better, and then he started to get worse again. That said, I agree with you. He had good color, he had a lot of muscle, and by factor of that everyone else was not in their best shape, he'll probably come out on top.
Aaron, Dennis Wolf seems to have possibly snuck into that second position here. You and I both agreed we didn't think he was as good as he was at the Flex show, because his upper body kind of flattened out a little bit, even though when he was trying to bring his glutes and hamstrings in. What was your take on the whole Dennis Wolf thing?
I think Dennis Wolf was better. I think that he was better. I think his color was better. I think his presentation was better. I think that he looked like he wasn't holding quite as much water. Maybe he was even fuller. But I still was surprised to see him as high as he was. I was very surprised to see him. If he's top 2, that's kind of shocking. I would never predicted it.
You thought Dennis Wolf had the best front and lat spread and the front double bicep, but from behind, what was going on there?
No, I mean, he had the best front double, bar none, best front lat spread for sure. He was good on the side chest. I mean, he don't have the back double, but, you don't write home about Branch Warren's back double either. So, it's not to say that he has no back double. He could be tighter on the hams and glutes. I had him second place.
The top call-out, included Evan Centopani, Dennis Wolf, and Branch Warren. Evan Centopani was someone no one was really throwing out there as a guy who was going to win this thing, and in reality, if he had come in with better color, which was worse than it was at the Flex, right, and his presentation was better, which we said he needed to work on, he arguably could have won this show.
I think that Evan's color was, last show in the Flex show was bad. This show was actually, I believe it was a little worse. Yeah. So I think we could give PJ a little credit for actually doing a decent job.
PJ did a good job painting.
Whoever painted him this time, he was also sweating. And as he sweated, it came off more and more. And by the end, his color went from bad to atrocious. So, and I talked to, just so you know, I talked to the Montanari brothers who are here, support Evan, Montanari Brothers Gold Gym, and they said they were going to be having Evan spray tan tonight, no doubt about it.
Well, yeah, tonight's a little too late already, Chris. Would Evan have won this show had he been dark?
I tell you, you know what? It sounds nitpicky.
By elimination.
It cost him at least $20K, and he was like 2 shades darker than me, meaning under that light.
You're pretty light.
Yeah, he got lost. That the tan, you hear people at contests say, "Oh, you could use a tan." It's usually, a BS call for, you weren't really hard enough. Right. In this case, he was hard and he was full. He just was so white that he stood next to Branch, and Branch had perfect color, so right, that says something.
Yeah. I got to say that Evan actually backstage, looking at him up close, I think his condition has actually improved, which I was surprised from the Flex show. But when you get washed out by those lights on the stage, he looked the same or not.
It's hard to tell. His conditioning was probably comparable to what it was at the Flex show. Thought his back might have been a little flat. Victor Martinez was not in that first call, but he did move his way up into the call. He definitely deserved to be in that top 4 call, given what we were viewing today. Yeah. Did Vicker make a blunder by not coming in at his best? Because had he come in at his best, I don't think anyone would have beat him. I don't even think Evan would have beaten him.
No, he made a blunder, but the field made a blunder because a lot of people weren't at their best. Right. That said,
what did he do wrong, in your opinion?
I don't know what he did to know what he did wrong, but what I would have liked to have seen is a lighter body weight. Simple as that.
You think he was too heavy?
I think he was too heavy, and that's why he probably wasn't in the first call, because when he first came out, my initial impression, probably like a judge's, a little too soft to be in this call. But as he worked his way, and I'm watching the show, I figured they should give him they should push him up with these guys, and that's what they did. They did a good job judging it because they pushed him out towards the end.
It looks like Ronnie Raquel will probably sneak into that 5th position. He looked real good when he came out. He seemed to fade it a little at the end. Who do you have for 5th?
I want to say a little something about Victor Martinez. I thought Victor Martinez's condition was very good. I was impressed. The problem is that his midsection. I think when he walked out and he has his midsection, I don't think, it's almost like even though it's tight, it's still protruding.
Victor looked better from behind than he did from the front, and that's the problem.
Victor turns around. He's the winner of the show. Victor has the best from the behind.
And
he turns around. He has the lower abdomen that it's almost uncontrollable.
A little distended.
He'll have it tight, but it'll still be out there.
The question is, will anyone bring a better package tonight? Will anyone come in tighter? Will anyone dominate this field? It seems like that top 4 still is still up for grabs, depending on what we see later tonight. Until then, however, only the judges know what's going on. I'm Dave Palumbo here with Chris Aceto and Aaron Chewbacca Singerman, RxMuscle.com.